Go on. Are you kidding me? This is what was on your porch. I picked it up, and it blew all over me. Look at this. Look at me. I recorded the whole thing. See? Right here. You better believe you're getting this video. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. You'll be hearing from me. HOA President Martha Higgins had been walking across the street and stealing packages off her neighbor's porch for 4 straight months in broad daylight. In front of God and every security camera on Oak Ridge Valley, carrying them back to her house like she had every right in the world to do it. She never knocked. She never asked. She just took. What she didn't know was that her neighbor had watched every single theft on camera, had already filed a report with the postal inspector's office, and the package sitting on that porch this Tuesday morning was not a delivery. It was a spring-loaded glitter bomb that was going to go off the second she picked it up and take her HOA presidency down with it. Julian Vance, 38, a logistics coordinator for a mid-size freight company in Austin, had moved into 22 Maplewood Drive in the Oak Ridge Valley development of Round Rock, Texas, just 14 months earlier. Oak Ridge Valley was one of those new construction neighborhoods that still smelled like fresh paint and ambition. Clean streets, matching mailboxes, young oak trees that hadn't grown tall enough yet to give anybody real shade. Every house looked almost identical from the outside, which made it easy to pretend everyone inside was the same too. Julian had bought his home as a single owner, knew his property rights, and kept to himself the way a man does when he has worked hard for something and doesn't need anyone else to validate it. He was checking his front security camera app. On his lunch break one afternoon when he first saw it, Martha Higgins, 54, HOA president of Oak Ridge Valley, since the development's first full year of occupancy, walking up his front path with no hesitation, picking up a delivered package and carrying it back across the street to her house at 19 Maplewood Drive like it was something she had ordered herself. No pause, no look around. The confidence of a woman who had never once considered that what she was doing had a name, and that name was federal mail theft. Julian sat with his phone in his hand for a long moment. Then he went back to work and said nothing. But that evening, he pulled up every week of saved footage on his doorcam and found 6 previous incidents he had written off as missed deliveries. Same woman, same path, same unhurried walk back across the street. Martha Higgins had been stealing from him since September and had not lost a single night of sleep over it. Julian filed a report with the United States Postal Inspection Service saying that hiding behind an HOA title is one of the lowest things a person can do. Hit that like and subscribe button and join us here on HOA Conflicts. Julian did not go to the HOA board. He did not knock on Martha's door. He did not post anything on the neighborhood app or tell a single person on Maplewood Drive what he had seen. He understood something that most people in his position would have missed. The moment you let someone know they have been caught, they stop. And Julian did not want Martha to stop. He wanted her to do it one more time. He spent 2 evenings researching glitter bombs online and found a spring-loaded model designed specifically for package thieves. The device sat inside a normal box, attached to the lid by a tight coil mechanism. In a second, the box was lifted off a flat surface and the weight shifted. The coil released and fired a full load of ultra-fine craft glitter in every direction at once. No opening required, no delay. The trigger was the lift itself. Julian ordered it, assembled it carefully at his kitchen table, and packed it into a clean brown delivery box with brown tape and a printed shipping label that looked identical to every other package that had ever sat on his porch. He set it down at the front of his porch on a Tuesday morning at 7:20 a.m., adjusting the doorcam angle the night before to make sure it covered every inch of the path from the street to the box. Then he drove to work. Martha Higgins followed her usual routine. She watched from her front window until she saw no movement at 22 Maplewood Drive. Then she crossed the street at 9:45 a.m., the same way she always did. Unhurried, upright, completely comfortable. She walked up the path, bent down slightly, and picked the box up with both hands. The glitter bomb went off instantly. A thick, explosive burst of bright gold and silver glitter hit her directly in the face and chest, covered her hair, coated her arms, and scattered across the entire front porch in every direction. She screamed, stumbled backward down the porch step, and dropped the box. She stood in the middle of the path, completely covered, looking down at herself, breathing hard. The door cam recorded every second of it in clear daylight. Julian watched the footage on his phone from his desk at work and said nothing to anyone. Not yet. Julian posted the footage that evening. No caption, no commentary, just the video. Martha Higgins, HOA president of Oak Ridge Valley, walking up a neighbor's path in broad daylight, picking up a package that did not belong to her, and getting covered head to toe in gold and silver glitter the moment she touched it. 30 seconds of footage that said everything a paragraph never could. The Oak Ridge Valley neighborhood app went silent for about 4 minutes. Then it exploded. By midnight, the video had been shared across 3 separate community Facebook groups covering Round Rock and the surrounding Austin area. By the next morning, it had reached a local news producer at KVUE who recognized the subdivision name and made a call. By Thursday, it was on television. The chyron at the bottom of the screen read, HOA president caught on camera stealing neighbor's package in Round Rock subdivision. Martha Higgins, full name, current title. Right there on the screen for the entire Austin Valley to read over their morning coffee. The comments under the news post were not kind, but the reply that hit hardest did not come from a stranger. It came from 4 other residents on Maplewood Drive who all said the same thing. Their packages had gone missing too. For months, they had blamed the delivery drivers. They had filed carrier complaints. One man had switched to a P.O. box because he thought someone was targeting the whole street. Nobody had suspected the HOA president because nobody thought a woman with a lanyard in a community newsletter had the nerve. She did. She just didn't have the sense to check whether the box was worth picking up. The Oak Ridge Valley HOA board called an emergency meeting 2 days after the KVUE story aired. Martha Higgins did not show up. She sent an email instead. 3 paragraphs of carefully worded language that never once used the word sorry and spent most of its length explaining that the situation had been mischaracterized by outside parties. The board read the email, looked at the video, looked at each other, and voted her out unanimously before the meeting reached the 20-minute mark. 9 years on the board, gone before the coffee got cold. The United States Postal Inspection Service, which Julian had already contacted weeks before the glitter bomb, now had 5 separate complaints from residents on Maplewood Drive to work with instead of 1. Federal mail theft does not require the stolen package to be valuable. It does not matter if the box contained a candle or a laptop. Taking someone's mail or delivered goods without authorization is a federal offense, and Martha Higgins had done it repeatedly, casually, and on camera. The investigation that had started quietly in the background was no longer quiet. Her attorney advised her to stop talking publicly. She did not listen. She gave one interview to a local blog in which she described herself as a victim of public humiliation and called the glitter bomb an illegal booby trap. The postal inspector's office noted the interview. Her attorney stopped returning calls shortly after. Julian Vance went back to his regular routine. He checked his porch camera each morning the way he always had, except now the street was different. Neighbors he had never spoken to waved from their driveways. A woman 2 doors down left a thank you note in his mailbox. The packages he ordered arrived and stayed exactly where they were left, on his porch, untouched, in a neighborhood that had finally run out of patience for a woman who mistook a title for a license to take whatever she wanted. He never did need that P.O. box. If this story reminded you that patience, a camera, and one well-placed glitter bomb can do what months of complaints never could, share this video with someone who needs to see it. And if you have your own HOA story that needs to be told, drop it in the comments because we are always listening. See you on the next one, right here on HOA Conflicts.